Because I realized the same feeling when I'm like focusing on myself and like using good breathing techniques is the same thing I do before I start, like before I go in a competition, before I hop up on the event. And I feel like probably in everybody's sport, they've experienced that. It's just you're not conscious of it because you didn't know it was called meditation. LeBron James is known for meditation, actually. He does it daily, and so when it's big pressure situations, he knows how to go into his meditation mode and then use that to pop off.
Hey yo, water boy. This shit wet.
We run it up for so. That bitch gon' not know where was up. Run that shit, we had all the show. Say that shit for your camera roll. I did everything for it, so now we pull up with foreign though. Shot the top.
Alright,
welcome back from NC's. Let's go.
Another
So-
Incremental Edge. It's been a while. It's been like a
It
week.
has been. You guys probably don't know, but we stopped recording for like 3 weeks because NC's
been like
schools
2
and
weeks.
everything. 2 weeks? I don't know. So we're thinking about.
Did we
like,
make? I feel like we made an episode.
Did we?
I feel like I said I took
With
it
the
down.
now, I'm guarantee with the now. But hey, so we thought about our channel, what we want our channel to look like. Basically, it's for you guys to watch when you're bored, but at the same time, by watching us, you're getting value out of it.
Yeah, kind of like when you're bored, you want to get entertained. That's what you're here, obviously.
And the value,
But
that's pretty important.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
because like it sucks when you consume a bunch of content all day and you're like, damn, I just wasted my day. But
Exactly.
like if you consume and then you're like, at least I got something out of it, then it doesn't feel like a waste. That's what we're here for.
It's all for you. Let's go.
Yeah.
Hopefully that you vibe with this.
Yeah.
All right, for those ambitious athletes out there, we gather books, podcasts, and articles to level up in our sports. Welcome to Incremental Edge.
Let's go.
All right. So today we're talking about meditation. Like here are some benefits to just name a few: reduced stress, increased attention, better sleep, enhanced willpower. Every single one of these applies to our to our athletic performance, right? And it's just the tip of the iceberg. And here's another study found that yogis could meditate themselves into trances so deep that they didn't react when hot test tubes were pressed against their arms.
Do you think that's real though?
I don't know. I mean,
It seems
like
it seems sick,
pretty
but
legit.
to be at that level of meditation,
I completely think it's completely possible.
I think it's possible. But
Think about-
who are
yeah.
these yogis? Like just people who like pro yoga people that meditate all day? I guess if you
I
master
think
it.
I think not like in daily life, just like when they were in that state, which is not all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I
I think
mean,
it's possible. I think
It's definitely possible. Impressive if they did it.
it's how powerful. But hey, the question here is, how can this idea be applied to our athletic?
If you're
you know,
doing your
performance?
sport and like a hot thing touches you, you'll be safe.
No, that's not the answer. But you'll find out by the end of the video, right? All right, go ahead. Come on.
All right, we gotta start talking with the goat. Oh, yeah, I fucked that up. Okay, we're gonna start talking.
Relax.
Yeah,
just
I'm chill. Okay, I just can't talk right now. Okay, we're gonna introduce a goat that meditates, and after you learn about it, you're gonna want to too. All right. Okay, LeBron James. He's a goat. You know that.
One of the goats.
Pops off.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah, obviously. But LeBron James is known for meditation, actually. And after like looking into like studying him a bit, it's kind of interesting because there's actually a lot of clips and stuff about LeBron James meditating in game. Like
Really?
I'm talking like 1 minute left, they call timeout, and then you see LeBron meditating on the bench, and like there's pictures and videos of it, which is kind of
I didn't know
crazy. But it makes perfect sense because I feel like we all kind of meditate a little bit in our sport, but he does it daily, and so when it's big pressure situations, he knows how to go into his meditation mode and then use that to pop off,
Wow.
which is like it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if he, practice that daily or not.
Yeah.
Because if you only do it in a situation where there's so many people watching you and you have to make it, you have to,
Yeah,
pop
it's-
off
it's
to
not gonna
win
get
the
strong.
game. But if that's like if you only do that during those situations, then that's not really intentional. But
Yeah.
if he does it every day, then hey, that's how
Yeah.
you know you can make it to your advantage to
Yeah.
use it as a tool, right?
He definitely does it every day, and I think it said like the benefits he gets from it is one, cutting out all distractions, which makes sense. I mean, meditating is gonna
Center
make you
yourself,
focus, and that was the second thing, centering himself, which
That's great.
just makes himself aware before he goes and
Yeah.
does his
Hey,
thing.
if the go does it, you should do it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? All right. You know that there was a study. So I was watching a YouTube video, right? It's by Big Think, and they did a EGG scan on those regular people, and the
Wait, what's
Olymp-
EGG scan?
EGG, it's a brain scan. You see the brain waves and all the stuff.
Okay,
So basically, they did it on the regular people and the Olympic level meditators,
Olympic
basically
level
monks, right?
meditators.
So they spend like years of their lives to
Meditating.
meditate daily and stuff. So what they found was that there's a wave called gamma wave, which is the highest spectrum in the EGG scan you can find. So it happens when somebody take a bite of an apple, right? It spikes for a split of a second. That's not too
like
too long.
when the brain gets like the taste and the sugar and stuff.
Yeah,
it
some
spikes.
like it's that dopamine effect, right?
So
it's
like
that
dopamine,
rush,
yeah.
right? But it's only a split of a second for the regular people.
Yeah.
But the interesting part is when they did it on the Olympic level meditators, they found that they have that all the time. All the time.
All
like
day
that's
long?
their baseline. That's just beyond wild.
That's
to
actually
think, like,
crazy.
I don't even know how they like obvious like of course I meditate like daily and stuff.
Yeah, but you don't
like
feel that.
to get that level, I can't even imagine all the time.
Yeah. So like the joy and excitement from that bite of an apple, like the dopamine.
Yeah.
It
It
just
feels good, obviously.
feels
That's
good,
why. That's
but they
why.
feel it always, all
Yeah.
day long, every second.
Yeah, that's why it's kind of
crazy.
sad because people get into those eating disorders because they only get the pleasure when they eat.
Yeah, they only
So
get
they
that
do it all the
dopamine
time.
push.
They overdo it instead of, you know. So that being said, like those people, those monks, they get that all the time. That being said, nothing can tie them down. They
Yeah.
feel that all the time. Like
They
what
have
what
no
are your
vices,
vices?
yeah.
You have nothing, right? Which
That's
is-
interesting because like if the people that do have the eating disorders because they need that shot,
Yeah.
like dopamine mental thing, if they were
Exactly.
to learn that level of meditation,
Yeah.
obviously they wouldn't have that eating disorder anymore
Yeah.
because they can get that somewhere
Exactly.
else from
So
meditating.
to put ourselves in the hypothetical situation, if we could do that, like if we us two have that same level of meditative state all the time,
Yeah.
like how that will play, in part of us performing well,
Yeah.
like in gymnastics, sports. So.
Exactly. Yeah, that's crazy. I feel like they probably didn't even hear it, but yeah. But I feel like I just started to understand how to meditate because like a month ago I was like, all right, let me actually commit, lay down and like try for like 5 minutes. But then I realized I've been doing it my whole life. I think probably all of us athletes have because I realized the same feeling when I'm like focusing on myself and like using good breathing techniques is the same thing I do before I start, like before I go in a competition, before I hop up on the event. And I feel like probably in everybody's sport, they've experienced that, like before the high pressure situation, before the play, they're focused on themselves, they're breathing, whatever.
Exactly.
So you already have that ability. Like you're not a beginner as much as you think. You're probably intermediate by now.
Yeah.
It's just you're not conscious of it because you didn't know it was called meditation. But
it's the same idea when you tie back to LeBron James, right? Centering yourself, like just focus on yourself. And I think the difference between the past you and now that you have started is that now you're intentional when you're meditating, right? So you can use that to apply to it's basically you have more control over it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You could use it as a skill instead of doing it only situational.
Exactly. Now that I know how to do it, because I knew before I did it, but I didn't know I didn't know it was meditation, so I couldn't say I should meditate now. What do I do? Like,
come on, it's a toy. It's so fun. It's
Yeah.
like playing with your mind. It's like a toy, just to experiment with it, right?
It makes a difference.
Yeah. The next point is that when I first started out, into this self-help field, because I wanted to get better at gymnastics so much that I was reading books and stuff. And the first book I read was Think and Grow Rich. There was an idea. There was a chapter called Subconscious Mind, right? So the author dedicated the whole chapter into it, basically saying that you have to find a strong, clear goal and write down a very, planned out detail and think about it day and night, in the morning and
all
after
day long.
before you go to sleep, and do it for weeks and months. So the idea is that when we do that for long enough, the goal is always in the back of our mind. That's what he calls the subconscious mind.
Yeah.
Right. So almost like whatever you do, doesn't matter, if you're practicing or sleeping or hanging out with friends, you're always thinking about that goal a little bit. And I think it's completely possible.
Wait, are you saying consciously or unconsciously? Subconsciously.
Like you don't have to put attention on there, and it's always there.
Like
and
the
you always have that sense of purpose. And I think that's not only like fun, not only feeling good, but also essential. I think.
So you
it's
think
the obsession part, right?
Yeah,
We have
but
to
you
be-
would say that's a form of meditation too, just having something consciously. in
yeah,
back
the
of your head all day.
process of it. So like in the morning, we take time to think about it.
Mhm.
That thinking part, that
meditation.
duration, it's meditation.
But then all day long, when you're going through it with it subconsciously, is that also meditation?
Well, I guess that kind of ties back to the monk thing, the Olympic level meditator.
Yeah, how
I
they
think
can
like
keep that.
maybe
feeling.
it's a weaker version of that. If
Yeah,
that makes sense.
because you're not getting that crazy dopamine like thingy all day long,
Yeah,
but you have
it's
some
a
conscious.
little bit of
thing.
behind. So which means that we get stronger. It's like a muscle.
Yeah, yeah.
So like day after day, if we do that repetitively, then
Exactly.
in the future it'll just be there. So
That's
that's
interesting.
just it's essential. I really think it's the biggest part of this whole thing. Like it's always in your conscious, right?
Mhm. And also, I feel like I thought personally, probably like if you flash back to a year ago, me, that kind of like the meditation stuff is like a spiritual thing only,
Mhm.
but it's literally scientific. Like, let me pull up, like, because I was researching it,
Do it.
and there's literally
Show me.
scientific benefits.
Explain.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
do it.
yeah, give me a second. All right, so you meditate, and literally, like there's a Harvard study, and they were researching the meditation, and they found that when you're meditating, your heart rate drops, your respiratory rate drops. There's a decrease in oxygen consumption, decrease in carbon dioxide expired, and the body's healing itself. So it's like all of those things at once, but from just being conscious of yourself, like centering yourself, you're starting like the actual like inside scientifically
The
wise,
physical part.
you're physically increasing healing, you're taking in less oxygen, which kind of confuses me because I feel like you're supposed to take in more oxygen to be healthy, but there's a reduction in your oxygen consumption.
I mean, it has to be good, right? Like,
I mean, there's a lot of good things
Yeah,
supposedly,
yeah.
but like it's scientific. It's not even just like
it's just wild
spiritual.
how the things we think and the feelings we have can over time literally change the people. Like
Exactly.
not just like mentally the person we are, but actually
physically, yeah.
physically the person we're.
Mind conquers
It's
all.
crazy.
Mind conquers all.
Always here. Starts here. Come on now.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
That's
we're
all we
gonna-
got
we're
for
gonna
you.
end it there. And
Try
subscribe.
meditation.
Try it.
Don't just try it. Oh, try it, but when I say try it, no one knows where to start. Give yourself 5 minutes. That's what I did, and then I realized, well,
Not
I
too
already
long.
know how to do it. 5 minutes,
Yeah.
just breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll find it familiar for sure.
You'll
right?
figure it out, yeah.
So, subscribe, comment down below, like the video, give us any interesting ideas you want
Yeah.
us to talk about, and I really hope you enjoy these videos we put out there
Yeah.
and learn something from it. Welcome to our journey.
Welcome to the journey,
Let's
people.
go.